be like, especially if I'm cool with you and we're chilling, I'll be like, that's crazy. You're bugging.
Fully like.
Like, that's what we do. Like, what the fuck? Like wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
Singing.
So that's what I noticed that we do. Baltimore, they straight have accents. Like, you. That's how they say it. It was funny. It was this Baltimore rapper.
Yeah.
And he had a hook that was like, and you and you and you. And so it became a meme because it was like,
oh
you
shit.
And you like spelled like Y-E-W.
W. Yeah. Just because of the accent.
And because they say two. I'm going to
two.
With you.
Oh, T-E-W. Like.
It's so funny.
Two and you.
Two and you, Baltimore.
Shout out Baltimore. Yes. We're live. We're recording. This is the RSS podcast, the only feed you need. Very, very special guest today. Big up, UNIIQU. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome back to the UK.
Thank you.
Second, third time?
Gotta be more than that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, I actually... Yeah, since maybe like 2013 or 14, right? So it's been a good few years.
Yeah, maybe like 4.
4 times.
Yeah.
Sick. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back. Definitely like my second home. I've been depriving you guys a little bit, but
yeah,
it's all good.
Sick. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good. It's good for us to kind of jump into things and like kind of rewind back to kind of, I suppose, growing up in Jersey and like. I've been a fan of Jersey Club for years. We'll get into that in a minute, and you can kind of school me on all sorts, I imagine. Okay. And I think like it'd be good to sound like I'm from. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit as well. We will. Yeah, it'd be good to like understand really like I suppose your earliest memories of like your relationship to music, like growing up, maybe things you're into, or like kind of earliest memories of kind of your relationship with music.
My earliest relationships with music, I grew up with music.
Yeah.
I was a theater kid. I used to try out for plays, like Sick. Musicals like The Lion King.
Yeah.
I remember I tried out for Nala, made it to the last cut, but I was taller than all the boys at the time, so I didn't make it.
Damn.
And I cried like so hard. Yeah, I cried so hard, but my dad got me a Happy Meal. It was lit. And
it was
that's
all
like,
okay, yeah.
That's like when McDonald's was like
popping
and like a treat.
Yeah. Like not like every day.
Yeah, not like fast food is like a normal thing now. So I was excited.
McDonald's did used to have like that
edge.
Yeah, it was kind of special, right? And not like so. Yeah.
Especially when they had like the play things for the kids.
Yeah.
So like when you were a kid, it's like, oh, we're going to McDonald's. Like we're gonna have burgers. So it was like a big deal.
Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 birthday parties at McDonald's when I was growing up, for real.
Facts, me too. So yeah, I was excited. My dad got me McDonald's and I was like, okay, well, I must have did good still.
Yeah.
And yeah, I used to try out for plays. I played piano.
Oh, cool.
And
you still play?
Yeah, I still play.
Sick.
In high school, I was in concert bands.
Yeah.
And it's funny because pianos, I was strictly like in music.
Yeah.
So I had to take piano lessons in school, but in concert band they didn't have pianos, so they always put me on some like weird percussion instrument. I was horrible at like
out your comfort zone.
Horrible, yeah. Like at first I was just like, I'm not doing any of those. I'm gonna do like a horn.
Yeah.
Try a French horn.
Didn't work.
Try the clarinet. Tried the flute. Nope. And then they were just like, oh, you're gonna get put back on percussion because you're messing it up. So they tried to put me on the cymbals. Wasn't my thing either. No. Definitely didn't have the loose wrist for drums. I was such a pianist. It was like my wrist was stiff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I winded up playing the xylophone.
Happy with that?
Not really.
Didn't give you your time to shine.
At
least you got to test out.
I used to get my time to shine at the end. Where it'd be like ding.
Yeah. Just like the final punctuation. Ding.
And then they point.
Yeah. Amazing.
You got it right. So yeah, that was my early relationship with music. Just being a theater kid and a concert band kid. I wasn't in the bands. I was a cheerleader. So band was just too a little geeky for me. I wasn't about to be on the field hot.
So I can see how the kind of your sort of live act with the dancing and the music kind of feeding into obviously what you do now.
Yeah, so I'm an arts kid.
Yeah, exactly. But like I suppose early years on the piano then. So what sort of stuff? I mean, I would like to learn piano like legit and have lessons and stuff, and I will do it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what sort of was it like classical music that you were kind of trained to play initially then? Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Piano is definitely a cool instrument to learn. It's fairly easy. And I had a piano teacher. Her name was Miss Hensler. She was like an older lady. She used to wear so much makeup and like have the craziest wigs.
Proper character then, yeah.
Proper character. Definitely gave me like if a girl dressed her Barbie doll up.
Yeah.
Like vibes. But yeah, bless her soul. She used to make me play all the classical piano. I used to have to write out the notes and I wanted to get gold stars if it was correct every week. And she used to put a pencil on my wrist so that they could stay up.
Oh, really? That was like the test.
That was the test.
Wow.
You know, and yeah, I know everything. I still know Beethoven by heart. Chopin. I know all that classical.
Jersey Club EP, remix EP.
Oh my gosh, that would
Played
be next
live.
level. You know, it's kind of hard when I'm in the studio now and I try to play because my nails.
Yeah, kind of get in the way a bit. I guess.
They do. So, you know, I'm trying to find a medium in
Something
between how long I can have them because I love my nails. But piano's definitely something I'm never going to forget. I feel like I'm going to be an old lady.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to remember all these tunes.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I used to figure out all the hip hop stuff. I was definitely that girl in music class that would be playing like maybe like the Kanye tune on the piano.
The latest track that was kind of out.
Yeah.
You're just like trying to work it out.
Trying to work it out and then have everybody rapping on it. Like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Fun times. So then I suppose what was the kind of first introduction to like electronic music or club music or like kind of when did that kind of come into play for you and what was your kind of first exposure of that?
I mean, I've always been the weirdo kid. I've always listened to different stuff.
Yeah.
You know, hence classical piano, living in Jersey. I mean, I didn't grow up in Newark. I grew up in the surrounding town called Hillside.
Yeah.
And in high school, I went to a trade school. So I hated high school towards the end. I was over it. I was over everybody. But it kind of went from like, I went from my regular high school in my town out to like the rural, like suburban area for trade school. I did cosmetology. So that kind of introduced me to new music too because I was meeting kids not from my neighborhood.
Sure.
I feel like my first electronic music, that's really tough because aside from Jersey Club, I was listening to stuff already. And I feel like I just didn't know that it was considered electronic music.
But it was already kind of around you sort of thing.
Yeah. Like say for instance Lady Gaga.
Okay, cool.
I know she's fairly new.
Yeah.
But Jersey Club artists would remix that.
Sure. So that was kind of like
so
an
that was
point.
my introduction to like finding deeper dance music tunes. But club music is always something that was there regardless of how old you were. You would hear it on the block. I feel like maybe house music, going to a cookout and just hearing like cookout I thought it was cookout music, but you know, it was definitely house music. The Follow Me's.
Alias.
Alias, and definitely like, you know, Robin S. Like, those are things you could hear on the summer just in Jersey, like just regular
all the time.
So I feel like that was probably some of my first introductions to me putting a head to like this is music where people party to. Understanding that. Yeah, that was the kind of setting it was made for as opposed to just the cookout sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. And then they were like, oh well, you know, that's when all the younger music would come on, and that was the club music. So I was like, okay, this was like a little more interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely young, like I'm trying to think, like middle school.
Yeah.
Like fourth grade. 4th, 5th grade.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so what was the transition to which came first, production or DJing? If there was one that came first, some could have been at the same time, but DJing.
But It still beeps. That's crazy.
We can let it roll. It's fine.
Okay. Definitely DJing came first.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't see like any female DJs at the parties I was going to. I used to be a dancer. I also did dance with the whole music theater.
Yeah.
I did it. I did everything. I sung, I danced, I did piano and instruments and stuff. So I would go to the parties and I would be dancing, and I'm just like, damn, it's never like any
like female DJs.
Female DJs though.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a lot of dudes though. And then that's when, you know, I heard about K-Swift, and I was like, oh, sick. Like, and she makes music too.
Yeah.
So I kind of started off my DJ career just learning how to DJ and making DJ drops and vocals for all the other dudes in Jersey.
Sick.
And they would just be like, yeah, you know, say my name sexy, or say it like this, say it like that. I'm like, okay. And then it's crazy because I didn't even have an idea of what to call myself, or like made a DJ drop for myself. Like my It's Unique came about like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, like kind of did everything everyone else's first.
Exactly. So that's what I started off as. And then I realized as time grew, going to these parties, just hopping on the CDs, like it was not getting me bookings. Like people were starting to notice me.
Yeah. And
so many dudes wanted me in their clique, but they were just like, not. I was like, all right, I'm going to be in your clique to what? Make you DJ drops?
Yeah.
I found out that the way DJs were getting booked in Jersey is because they had hot tracks.
Right, okay.
You know,
that was the kind of the way that was going to get you the bookings, basically.
Exactly. So if they knew that you had the hottest track, you were going to get all the bookings at the high schools because the kids requested you.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a very young scene. Like, I definitely grew up with my scene. It's still a very young scene. Like, the generations keep birthing. So I was a part of the second generation. So this was kind of like, I feel like the most golden era of club music and the scene.
Yeah, I suppose first generation's always going to be like, I don't know, a bit experimental, might not establish itself so much, I guess. Obviously still has a massive impact because it's kind of like ground zero for a genre or a part of a culture, but yeah, kind of. I suppose in theory, the generation should only get stronger. But yeah, golden era for sure.
Yeah, and especially because we grew up with the internet. So
yeah. I mean,
that had
massive.
a big impact on it too. But yeah, I just knew like, oh, I want to get gigs. I have to start making tracks.
Yeah.
So I my first tracks I didn't really make vocals for, but I remixed some songs, and I think they're horrible. But when I listen back to them, I'm like, damn, this is really creative. You know, I could definitely hear like what I was going for. Yeah, and after that, I was like, yo, I have to get bookings. So after that, I just started to slowly get bookings. It was little stuff, Sweet 16s, graduation parties, you know. Maybe I might open up for like a bigger DJ. Yeah. And yeah, so it kind of came like right after the other. I didn't really take a lot of time to just be a DJ.
Yeah, you kind of like started that, kind of learned the way that people were getting bookings. I'm like, right, I'm on it straight away. Yeah. Just to go back a little bit though, so what were the kind of the parties that you were going to that were kind of informing you, that you were sort of learning from at the time, and kind of talk a little bit about around those, like where they were, who was playing, things like that. Just a little bit of context around.
Okay, for sure. The party scene that I grew up on, it was really cool. Everything started from high school dances, and you know, we slowly started doing our own things. It would be backyard parties, it would be rent parties. I remember some of my closest friends, like we would have this phone line called the Loop, and it was like AIM. It sounds so old. It was like AIM or like a group chat, except for like phone calls before like that was a thing, and it was for the landline, not like a cell phone, because
I think there was
we were not like cell phone culture yet. So we were on the landline, like group chatting it,
party line,
talking about the party. And she'd be like, yeah, like everybody just like $1. So it's funny, like kids would even come with rolls of quarters. Wow. You know, like, oh,
there you go.
It's a rent party. And she used to have these parties in her basement or in her backyard with just one speaker. Yeah. Radio. No, not even like a DJ yet. This is like premature DJ.
Yeah.
And we would just be playing to mill CDs. To
Amazing.
mill CDs or
Wow.
like K-Swift CDs or like DJ Technique CDs.
Yeah.
Anything you could get from the stores downtown.
Sure.
They would be selling them at booths downtown, like radio.
Yeah, because even from some of the interviews and stuff, and I've kind of looked at before, like that was, I mean, that there was part of that culture over here for like grime and hip hop and UK hip hop and stuff as well. But
And
yeah, like
you
kind
buy
of
CDs off the street.
Exactly, yeah, like everyone just like hustling either out the back of the car or guys stood on the street outside
Definitely.
Sport shops, sneaker stores, just like kind of clothing stores, or like actually selling them in there. So
yeah, and it was crazy because as I started getting into DJing and I would get those CDs, my homegirl, she was helping me out like, hey, it was funny because we're not DJs, but hey, you got CDs for this party? Hey, do you have CDs for this party? Like, bring your CDs.
Yeah,
like,
everyone
everybody chip in and bring your club CDs. So it was a thing. You wanted to have like the best CD too.
Like the latest one or the hottest one.
And it's a thing in DJ culture that doesn't exist now to where, I mean, it exists to a certain extent, but some tracks you cannot get your hands on.
Yeah,
some
for
tracks
sure.
you weren't able to get your hands on unless like you physically went to that person and said like, hey, can you bring me a CD? Or hey, I brought my hard drive. I need all of this stuff like from my desktop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So, and that goes with sound kits as well. That's why, Jay-Z Clip sound kit was very rare to come across because you had to get it from somebody, but that's what the parties were. Just like backyard parties, basement parties, high school. And then it grew to everybody making money and being like, hey, we're going to get a bigger venue because my mom said the backyard is capped. Like, we're not using the backyard anymore.
Yeah. It's out of bounds.
Yes, it's over with. Like, my mom's done with us ramming her basement to the ground. Let's get a venue. And then it would be a YMCA or, a little town center. And because we were still young. We were making decent money. Being teenagers.
Yeah, it's funny because like that's something that seems it's super cool that like it's developed from like a younger sort of age, or the culture of like throwing parties and making music and DJing. Like I feel like there wasn't or isn't as much of that in the UK. Like it's like the sort of teenagers. I felt like
it's crazy because you guys could drink earlier than us too.
Exactly, yeah, and we do. Yeah, we're known for it, probably too much, but like, yes, there's kind of like a weird gap where, sure, you can kind of make music and stuff, but the sort of the accessibility that I had to like, I mean, people had house parties, but like sort of the music production and DJ culture side of it just wasn't, it was CDs, but it was just like, it wasn't anything that was kind of underground, I guess. Occasionally there might be a tape or a cassette that was being thrown around that people would play, but like that wasn't kind of the norm. But yeah, I think it's like, and like I said, from what I've seen before, like, there's kind of like, there's a big like high school kind of like scene for it. Especially for those like, for that, there's like a DJ circuit for that, which again is something that really doesn't exist over here, which always kind of fascinated me. And for you to be able to kind of like learn, I suppose, about business and promoting and stuff at a younger age. I would have loved to have done that. I waited till I was 18 before I was old enough to kind of put on stuff to be able to do that. Before that, I was just kind of like listening. Just kind of like, but it seems like an amazing kind of like time to kind of grow up, and obviously with like, kind of the first generation being there as well to kind of like support you. And
definitely, they were definitely like big brothers, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really had that many girls. I can't say big sisters, but definitely like big brothers. Yeah. And, definitely wanted a guide. And I thought it was dope because, before I came about, like I said, it was a lot of dudes. And, young black men need that. So kind of, help them, keep them out. I always felt like club parties kept us out of trouble. Sure. We could have been doing so much other bull crap, but instead we wanted to be in somebody's basement. Like, I'm very thankful for everybody's mom that done open their doors to like the community of kids that just want to be in the living room and dance all night until it's bedtime. Because that was very us. So I'm just thankful to grow up in an area like that. It definitely taught us how to make money at an early age. After the party started really popping off, we would make teams and promotional teams. We called them street teams. Sick. And older DJs like DJ Little Man, who was a very famous DJ from New Jersey, producer and DJ from New Jersey, and DJ Slink, who some might know as a Jersey Club King. They would make teams, and you know, that's when it started to get real crazy because you had a clique, you know,
kind of different crews, and
different
like
crews,
people got like promoting.
And different crews had kind of different music styles too. DJ Sync's music was so different from DJ Little Man's music and from my music, and I feel like I kind of team topped a little bit. I got my feet wet and everything.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay cool with everybody. I was a girl, but it was really dope to just see that and make money with my peers. It made me really close. We were definitely like a community of like young ravers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's still going. That's the crazy thing. It's not dead at all. Like,
yeah,
it's still going.
It's still alive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the music production side, and so what was your kind of first entry point into that? And like, yeah, I mean, how did you obtain your first Jersey Club sound pack, sound kit, or whatever?
Man.
And what were you producing on? And yeah.
That's sick. Okay, so my ex, DJ Sick, he was DJing with Little Man a lot. He was always opening for him. So I was always around. And, you know, I would be on the decks, you know, just mix my own music before the club opened. And they were like, yo, like, you know how to DJ? I'm like, yeah. They like, you know how to produce? I'm like, I lied. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you got to teach me how to produce. Like, and I was already trying to learn, but I felt like that's what really made me be like, all right, you have to learn. Because at first you weren't interested, but you just told them you could produce. They're going to be asking you for tracks now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, he taught me some patterns, nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. We cracked all these programs.
Yeah.
Cracked some programs.
Everyone starts off in the same boat, I think.
I was using Sony. At first I used FL. Mm-hmm. I was using the demo, you know what I mean, to make some of my first tracks, just try them out. And then I switched over to Sony Acid Pro. That's what everybody was using in New Jersey. Yeah. It was really good for vocal chops, which is something that...
It's integral to the sound, right?
Yeah, it's tied into the sound. And after I downloaded that, I was just like, okay, I was just remixing songs because I literally didn't have any sounds. So...
You're just taking what you already had.
I was just taking what I already had. And that's why some of my first tracks was like, whoa. And... I would just send them to the guys, like, yo, listen to this. And I'd be like, oh, like, okay. Like, they would, oh, all right, I see you. So we had a big AIM community. And on AIM, that's how you got to send songs.
Yeah, like kind of file sharing quickly through that.
Because it was faster than email.
Sure.
And it was more of a conversation, like a text message. So I would, you know, just be sending songs out, like, hey, listen to this. And Slink listened to one. We was real cool.
Yeah.
He wasn't even living in Jersey at the time, but... He was back and forth, and I remember he was just like, yo, here. And he sent me a club kit, and I was like, whoa. At the time, he wasn't even DJ Slink yet.
Right, okay.
You know, but it was dope that he was the first one to give me my sound pack, for sure, because of what we consider ourselves now, like, you know, pioneers, queen and king of, like, you know.
Of the club sound
of the club sound, so... Yeah, he gave me my first kit, and I was gassed. I was like, yo, this is so cool.
Yeah, like Pandora's box, like, whole new world.
Yep, I got it over AIM.
Amazing.
Over AIM. Yeah, and I blew through a couple of laptops since that one, but it did not stop me. I didn't let it stop me, for sure. Like, I kept getting a new laptop, downloading it, cracking it.
Getting it again,
getting it again. I made some of my best work on the most crappiest computers.
Yeah, I think that seems to be it's a common theme, I think, isn't it? I think when you're starting out and you know, programs can cost quite a lot of money and you don't know necessarily whether this is going to work for you, so you just got to kind of do what you got to do, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of, I suppose like, when you were sending those tracks out, like, how did your your reputation build, like, through...
I wasn't getting no response. Like,
really?
He was, like, really one of the only ones. And then after him, it was Natus. Mm-hmm. And Natus is also a very infamous producer and DJ from New Jersey. And
big up Slink and Natus, by the way.
Yes.
Both
my guys.
Both OGs.
Natus would teach me, like, kind of how to mix on CDJs and stuff. Mm. And how to use different equipment. I started off with CDs. Yeah. Then it was like Serato, and I was so against it. I don't want to use Serato, no. Yeah. But everybody had it. And then when I started coming over here, when Slink started coming over here, he was like, I was using CDs. I was like, word, I'm going back to CDs then.
Yeah, don't need to use the laptop for that, yeah.
So you know, my guys, the response was definitely like, yo, let me teach you something. Like, you know, they didn't, not a lot of the guys, a lot of the older guys wanted to bring me in the team, but a lot of the younger guys actually helped me out. You know
like
what I mean?
kind of the sort of
like a mentorship.
The constructive feedback sort of thing. Yeah,
certain things like that. So, you know, every time Link was saying, oh, what you been making? Link with Natives, oh, this is teach you how to mix, you know, on CDJs. It was such a thing too, you know. That was like fairly a new thing, like, whoa, CDJs. Yeah,
like what's going on here?
It shows a wave pattern.
Yeah, all this high tech shit. Yeah,
I know. It was like so foreign and new. So he taught me that, and J Hood, he had pirated radio. So I remember we used to be on the radio station, and he would give me a slot, be like, yo, like you gotta be a beast. Yeah. And Little Man, he would have me open for his parties eventually, and he was the one that kind of put the flame underneath underneath that thing to be like, yo, you need to talk. Yeah. Like, I would be the opener. Sure. And at the time, our parties were more open format for sure. So, you know, when you walk into the club, like, people will literally just stand there. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm not gonna have you open for me if you're gonna be doing this, like. Yeah,
like you need to like get people involved.
He was like, you're kicking off the party, you're setting the tone. He's like, I don't want that for my tone. Yeah. So I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, just to jump on mic. Yeah. That's another thing as well, which I think is really cool about like kind of the DJ culture in the US again, which I mean you get it a little bit over here, but it's not very commonplace, but a lot of US DJs are comfortable with and are used to talking on the mic whilst playing, even like the old Chicago house DJs and stuff. And I think that's something that's like, it really stands out because a lot of other DJs, you know, they're just like kind of like, you know, mute and head down.
In the UK, guys will go a little more harder than in Europeans. They're really quiet. In my opinion, like they're super like straight about
to themselves. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of prefer that. I think like it's it's nice to get some like, you know, like verbal interaction whilst you're on the floor.
Now and then,
you know? Not like over the top, but like it's nice to get some. Yeah, it kind of encourages the floor, right?
Yeah, I feel like it reminds people that I'm there. Yeah. Sometimes, exactly. Especially like I was DJing in clubs that weren't just about the DJ. You know what I mean? Like those are the clubs I started DJing in. Of course, when club music came on, I feel like that's when the DJ would really show their presence. Sure. Because 9 times out of 10 they were playing their tracks. Yeah. But when you're opening a set or you're just playing like regular hip hop, it's nothing but a like, yo, let's go, or tip your bartender, or you know, like, oh, what's up with all my ladies? Like, if you're feeling good tonight, you know, get loose, tell your friends. Like, they would even tell them if they felt like it was a little empty. Hey, like, tell your friends, like, pull up, we here to this time, like, and
you know, like proper hosting.
Yeah, exactly. Like the DJs in my scene, I feel like we were also the host with the most. To go about things, and it actually, you know, just gave more of a presence. But when club music came on, that's like when you would really hear the DJ turn into an MC, kind of like breakbeat style, you know. Which always felt dope to me because Jersey club in its roots, you know, it derived from, we have our house scene, like Jersey house music, and that was very line dance and call and response as well. Just like, you know, hip hop in New York City, the MCs over there were, you know, when people were breaking, when people were breaking and they would just play the breaks, that was the DJ or the MC, but 9 times out of 10 the DJ's time to, you know, hop on the mic and tell them what to do.
Exactly.
So I feel like Jersey definitely just got its flair from like, you know, the East Coast area.
Yeah. It's like a real good kind of fusion of those kind of those influences, I guess.
Yeah, club music in general, even, you know, Baltimore, the same thing. So kind of, I suppose fast forwarding a little bit, but I suppose that one of the biggest first official releases I heard of yours was it the New Classics thing you did with Jamie on Lit City? Yeah, that was like my first official like mixtape. Yeah, which was sick. Thank you. Still rinse a shitload of those tracks. Thank you. I still hear them in the club. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean the name stands true to the tracks and the remixes. I think they're sick. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, for me that kind of felt like a sort of like a bit of a moment in I suppose like you said it was like your first official release. I mean, tell me a bit about those tracks and kind of how that come about really, and like I guess what those tracks mean to you now, and now looking back on them, I guess because your sound's developed and
definitely. Well, it all started when I got booked for Tim and Barry.
Oh, sick! Yeah. Big up Just Jam and Tim and Barry.
Yeah, big up Just Jam TV. They were the first ones to bring me out here.
Amazing.
And I played at the Barbican.
Amazing.
And it was just like that kind of set my tone for London. Like,
damn, yeah, big stage.
Yeah, big stage at the Barbican, and the lineup was nuts. Like, that's the first time I saw Skepta.
Yeah.
They had Novelist popped out. I also played with Traxman, and then they bought out Light Bulb to Footwork. Like, it was, they bought out Omar
Suleiman, I went to that concert. Yeah, it was sick.
So that was just like a big culture shock for me, coming from Newark and just like my little bubble of parties. I knew that Natus and Slink and Tamil had already previously been out here, but I didn't know to like what extent.
Yeah, like how did it look? How did it feel? Where how like to sort of understand it all.
Now, I still definitely went to a proper rave after that.
I mean, that's like a big sort of like culturally renowned theater type setting.
Exactly.
It was like
I still wanted to get like London.
Yeah.
But after that, I got introduced to like as I knew I was coming over here. I had that in mind when I made that mixtape. I made that song, Heartbroken. I remixed Heartbroken.
Yeah.
And it went bananas.
Yeah, you knew that was going to connect with the UK anyway, right? Like,
I didn't really see it as I just wanted to make a newer version.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's great. Like, because I feel like nobody acknowledged from Jersey that it was a UK song.
Right, okay.
We just liked it.
Yeah, I suppose, was it just getting radio play in the US then, or like...
Not even. It was just a very, like, J-Hood remixed it, and it was popping. That's it. And it used to be, like, on everybody's MySpace page.
No way.
It was like fashion, like like you know what I mean, like and we didn't. It was just on everybody's MySpace page, and that's when J Hood remixed it, and I was like, I would really like to remix all the classics. So since that song popped up, I was like, I would really like to remix the classics so people could get an idea of our history.
Yeah, kind of like what informed you and...
Yeah, like what inspired me and where I see it going,
Yeah, like your spin on where
Exactly. Like kind of paying homage. And I asked permission for everybody. I asked Rod, I asked Techniques, like Tamil. I told them why I wanted to do it. And that's when I had the mixtape and Jay Kush was like, yo, this is dope. Like, let me help you push this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did his thing. Like, big shout to Jay because she was like one of the first people to like really try to push my music and put it on a platform.
Yeah.
And that was.
Because did you play any of the Lit City raves that you did at what was it 185 Kent or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I played that, and slowly the UK's just started really being into my stuff, and. The new classics is still bangs. I tried to do everything. Tried to do like Baltimore, of course. I tried to do Jersey. I even tried to do more modern Jersey Club songs, you know. And I collab with all my friends on it too. Like we got the late Mike Gipp on there.
Yeah.
And DJ Fade, because I remix E-Pills, like all the classics.
Yeah, all the classics.
All the classics. What I grew up on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I suppose moving on from that, like where did you obviously had the kind of first lot of bookings over here, you like realized that kind of, I suppose there was a path for you to kind of, I suppose tour over here, and what kind of came next after that, and in terms of like developing your sound and kind of where you wanted to take it?
After that, after I came over here for the first time, I was just a one-off too. I was only here for like 48 hours.
In and out.
In and out. I was so upset, but so excited. I just wanted to remix everything. I was like, you know what? It's a big world out there. I gotta do more than just remix what's hot here.
Yeah.
Especially because Jersey Club producers have that thing where they just make a song better than the other person because they want to make their version. So
yeah. So there's like 50 versions of
50 versions of one song, you know? Like, what was it? Body Party by Sierra?
Yeah,
it was like 50 versions of that song.
I had a moment.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to start remixing the stuff that nobody's thinking about remixing. And after I came over here, you guys were the first music, like hearing grime for the first time and garage and live and seeing how it translated and how people responded to Jersey Club. I was just like, yo, this all sounds close.
Yeah, there's parallels here. Yeah.
So I remixed That's Not Me. That went off crazy.
That went off, yeah.
Then after that, it was Men. My second time over here, I remixed Men.
Yeah.
And I did it. I was so broke, too. I was so broke. I had got robbed before I came to Jersey, and they took my phone. And I came over here with just, like, on some Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like, iPhone. What was it, like a 4? It was like when the iPhones were still this small. And, yeah, it was horrible. I was in a room, not even a flat, a room in Brixton. Yeah. I only had a fridge and a microwave, and I remixed Men, and then it went crazy, and I was like, oh, yes. I don't really care about anything. Like, the gig is going to go. Every gig I play that at, it went crazy.
Kicks off. Yes, wheel up. Yeah.
So that was sick. And after that, I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to, like, keep, pushing forward my music in a way that at home is kind of a little bit stagnant.
Yeah.
And, just as a musician, you guys know now that I'm classically trained. Like, I have a different ear for things than probably somebody who just, just started.
Wants to chop up a track.
Yeah, that wants to just chop up a track. Like, I really think about song structure and, I feel like I have good taste since I used to do hooks and, like, drops for people. I would have to think of clever stuff to say.
Yeah.
Just so don't want to say the DJ's name all the time. You want to say something cool in front of it, like, oh, wasn't that DJ? So I felt like, cool. I had the remixes on lock. Started adding my voice into it. When I started doing remixes for people, and when I would do official remixes, I was like, I'm gonna add a verse. Why not? I'll make space for a verse.
Amazing.
And after that, because I was giving my vocals to so many other people and they were making tracks, and I was like, how come I can't make a track with myself?
Yeah, hang on, let's pull back a bit here. Just like,
I was like, let me hold up. I'm giving people all these popping songs. I had, at the time, even from the States to the UK, I just felt like, from the States to, like, just what I thought was UK. Because I released on Lucky Me. I did Bad B.
Yeah.
And then I did Hula Hoop, and I was just giving all these people my vocals, and I was like, I can't even make a hit for myself. And let me hold up real quick. And that's when I would just start coming up with hooks, chopping them on the track, and I was like, okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Development.
Developing myself to, like, just do what I was doing for everybody else for myself.
Yeah, exactly.
While still remixing some of the hottest tracks. I try to keep the remixes consistent because I still like to play edits in my DJ set.
Yeah, they're always... Yeah, exactly. They're always a staple. And, remixing familiar songs and putting your own spin on it is... Yeah, I think that's in, like... Yeah, it's definitely an important part of, like, DJ, producer. And I think it's kind of expected as well, And people, people go nuts for that shit. So.
Yeah. I'd be surprised how many times people be playing my tracks. It's crazy.
So talk to us a little bit about the label. So when did Club Queen start?
Oh man, well first shout out to TT the artist. That is her label, Club Queens. And I was really happy that she decided to involve me in the label and take me in as just like an associate, an affiliation, because I'm my own Club Queen.
Sure.
Like, we could have easily just been beefing. I feel like people would have thought. But we decided to... We didn't even see that in each other when we first met.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dirty South Joe and Guns Garcia because they're the reason why we met. I met TT a while back at Imagine.
Where's TT from?
TT's from Baltimore. For those that don't know, she's a artist, a writer, label owner, a real painter.
CEO,
like artist.
Yeah, shit. I didn't know she paints.
Yeah, she paints. She's been designing Steve Aoki's clothes. Sick. I'll show
for
you.
Real? Yeah.
And she's just an all-around boss.
Nice.
She's been at it for such a long minute. She has her crew that she does stuff with in Baltimore. and they booked us on Mad Decent Mondays when it used to be in Philly. Mad Decent Mondays.
What, at the Mausoleum? No,
it was at this place in Girard.
Okay.
I forgot.
I went to the Mausoleum once.
Sick.
And that was fucking crazy.
I bet.
I was like, whoa. Yeah. I think actually Elvis and Bok Bok played.
Oh, sick. That makes sense.
I think, it was around the time when I think James put out UNIIQU3 on Mad Decent.
Oh, sick.
So I went like...
Those were the days. Yeah. Like, that's when I was slowly getting into, like, all the label, like, like there's an official scene for this.
Yeah.
Not thinking it was just, like, underground.
Just something that was happening. Yeah. But going to Philly was sick, and that's when I met Dirty South Joe for the first time. So he's still around and kind of like involved in the game.
He's still involved. He was responsible for a lot of people, just hearing about Jersey Club overseas, and even bringing those acts to us, because that's the first time I think Sync met Club Cheval. Right, okay. Yeah, so, that impacted him greatly, like, of him coming over here and just doing a lot of different, releases with European labels. Yeah. So they brought me and TT together. Cool. I opened up for TT on the DJ tip. I wasn't even trying to be a rapper at all. But it was dope. She had her dances and everything. So that was, like, my first dose of, like, seeing a Baltimore act live, and just hearing the difference between, like, the sounds in a live sense. So I was really inspired. So ever since then, we just became cool. We started seeing each other more. And she's like, yo, I'm trying to make this label Club Queen. She's like, I can't believe that, that name is still out there. And I feel like K-Swift was really impactful for what we're doing. Like, and I want to make this label. She's like, I would love to work with you on something for it. And I was like, well, let's make a mixtape. And we come out with these yearly mixtapes that we curate, and we produce and write, called Club Queen. So last year we did Volume 1. Yeah. And the whole project is just me and TT with some features. We have Tate Cobain, who's a Baltimore artist, on there. And then Mighty Mark helped co-produce the whole album as well. So, that was my first time really getting to collab with a female on some production, on vocals. It kind of put me in the producer chair saying, hey, TT, I need you to say that louder, or say it this way. Like, it taught me a lot because I'm usually doing it for myself. Sure. So, that process was fun. We've been working on Club Queens Volume 2 right now.
When's that about to drop?
That's supposed to drop in August.
Sick.
Yeah, we're aiming for next month. This one isn't just solely me and TT this time. We have a lot of features on this one. So I'm excited about that. More of on the curation tip. Cool. And we're diving into different genres. Like, the first volume was, like, all strictly club music. We do Baltimore, Jersey, and a little bit of footwork. Yeah. And all the songs, we try to keep it empowering, like different vibes, for the club. Like, we have a slow and sensual song. We have
nice. Different flavors.
Songs. Yeah, like homegirl songs. I really vision us as the 2000, the millennial version of Salt and Pepper.
Oh, sick.
We're trying to tour too.
Amazing.
So hopefully that could be in the works, because me and TT Live, we got really good chemistry. We definitely feed off each other. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like even if we get the routine, they would go nuts.
Yeah, like the choreography needs to come and play.
I feel like they would go nuts, because we're both a sick, crazy 2-hour show. People would be like, I'm tired.
Yeah. gasping at the end.
Gasping for air. So yeah, we performed together a couple of times, and we just know that that's the route we want to take. So I'm happy. She's doing a lot of good things with the label. I'm happy to help her, like A&R tip, and just help with the bookings and all that stuff. So it's been really cool. I feel like I have a big purpose with her label, because we're from the same area, and we definitely have the same goals for, like, black women in dance music. It's, for sure. And in the States, I feel like we don't get as much love as, like, you guys might show vocalists over here. Yeah. And it's crazy to me, because they're so impactful. Yeah, exactly. Like, we come up with all the innovative ideas, and there's more women in dance music than ever right now.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's super encouraging, and it feels weird as to, I don't know why there was a whole imbalance in the first place. Yeah,
it's I agree. Yeah. So every time me and TT get up, we know that it's time to rock it, and we keep in touch all the time. I really like working with her. That's my sis.
Cool.
And let me see what else with Club Queens. I know that she's been working on so much. You guys got to check out TT the artist because she is making history. Facts.
Yeah, facts. Straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah, go check her out. Go check out the label as well. What else have you got coming up in terms of releases and projects that you can discuss?
Oh, man. Well, last year I released my debut EP, Phase 3, on NLV Records, Lvlsvryhi.
Yeah, Nina's label.
Over in Australia. So that was different for me to release on a label that's like not American.
Yeah.
So that project was super meaningful to me because it was the first time that I put a body of work together, that I produced everything myself. I wrote everything myself. And I wanted to prove that I could do that to myself and make a body of work instead of just make club tracks.
Sure.
You know, it's so easy to make a club track that just is telling you what to do in a line dance, but it's I haven't seen that many Jersey club producers or artists tell a story in the music.
Sure.
And that's something I wanted to do. So that project is all about the different types of confidence I felt in the club. I used to feel really insecure when I started out DJing and getting into the scene. In New York City, felt like there was not a lot of women of color to look up to that were doing dance music. It was just hip-hop, like Jazzy Joyce and Coco Chanel, and they just did dance. They just did hip-hop on Hot 97. It wasn't anybody, you know, really
representing club.
Representing club on the East Coast that wasn't K Swift, and when she passed away it was like empty as hell.
Damn,
so I went searching, and that's when Natives told Guns Garcia about me. Guns Garcia, I used to stalk her. Then I found out about Venus X, and I found out about Jubilee. And they were like my star eyes. They were my early like intros to like women in dance music on the East Coast. You know, like Mix Pack, Body High, Trouble and Bass.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, that was kind of popping, like, and like, yeah, really kind of set the tone for like, I don't know, they were probably like emerging like over 10 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I was kind of following all that stuff from over here as well. Yeah, big up Jess, Star Eyes, and Venus.
Yes.
All amazing people.
Yeah.
Big up.
So they were the women I used to stalk. Like really they became like really keen of me, and were just like, yo, like UNIIQU, you're so fun, and like you're dope DJ, and they knew I was the girl out the clique because they already were familiar with, you know, Natives and Cinco de Mille because they play their music, and they're big fans of like, you know, Baltimore and Jersey club. So they kind of took me in, and after that, you know, I'm sorry, I feel like I went a little bit off topic, but after that, I just, you know, went out more, and I saw that the club was giving me this type of confidence because I was like, cool, I am not the only one. And even if I felt like I was the only one at the time in the club, like being a black girl in a rave in Brooklyn wasn't really like popular back then.
Like it wasn't,
not like it is now. I was definitely like alone in very things. I started to slowly meet girls. Even meeting Tiger Paw was a first to me. And she was around for a minute as well. And
another
I was also
artist.
partying with Chippy nonstop, and she was like in Brooklyn in the rave. She was my party friend. I used to crash at her couch all the time.
Amazing.
But she would tell you I was definitely like one of few black girls in the club at the raves, and I used to feel insecure. I was like, damn, why am I the only one? I would try to bring my homegirls.
They weren't having any of it, were they?
I would bring my hood rat friends, and we would turn up, but I knew it wasn't them. You know? They would do it for me, like, oh, you need a DJ, and we gonna pop out and turn up.
Like support.
So that, and I used to be a little bit on the thicker side. I was just like, man, like, why are there not any like me's? Like, where are the
where's
me's?
everyone else?
So I, instead of feeling like insecure about it all the time, I just started to feel really confident at the time, and I just used to seek out girls that look like me, and I slowly started to find them, especially when I came over here. I was in one of the first females I linked up with over here was Siobhan Bell. I know she's huge right now.
She's
I love
popping.
Siobhan. But Siobhan, yeah, she was with me when I was at the Barbican.
Yeah.
You know, and she introduced me to everybody, and she kind of just held me down the first few times I came over here, put me on to everybody like Misha and the PDA crew.
Yeah, big up Misha and PDA.
Yeah, so, you know, like, I got a proper intro to...
Like, yeah, who was kind of, around over here
and,
sort
like,
of thing.
just seeing, like, more black girl DJs. I was, like, really in shock that over here there were so many, and they were in places of power, like, the radio, meeting Gems. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Jam
BBC,
Supernova. I was like, what? She's at BBC. Like, that was foreign to me, especially for dance music.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit more developed over here than the US, I guess.
Yeah, for dance music, I feel like. Yeah. And I feel like that has to do with you guys just being a bit more diverse in cultures.
Yeah.
I feel like America just started embracing
all the diversity.
All the diversity of the people that aren't from America.
Yeah,
per
exactly.
se. Or like even their back culture, like, oh, like you're African American.
Yeah.
What is your African part? Like, you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like,
yeah, like
so,
people being aware of it. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, like after time, I just got this super confidence, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it. So After Party, that's the song on the project. That's kind of like the sensual song. I feel like you guys would really like it over here.
Yeah.
It's like, it's about that. It's about, you know, you being my after party. After the party.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be my after party? You know, that sensual, like, I'm cute. I know you want me.
Yeah.
Come in or not. Because if not, like, it's other people on my guest list.
Yeah.
Like, so that's After Party. Then Do What I Want, clearly.
Yeah.
Name speaks for itself.
Yeah.
That song is about me doing what I want to do. Felt like I'm blessed to be able to do what I want, and it worked out.
Of course.
I've always just did what I want, and ever since I quit my job, which 5 years now, I quit my job.
Amazing.
Yes. And it was a job I had to quit. It was a liquor store. So I was like, I quit.
Yeah. See you later.
And I did what I wanted, and it's worked out. So I had to write a song about it. And
yeah, no, it's important, and I think you know, I think a lot of artists and producers kind of want to get to that stage if they're not already, and you know, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and you know, there's a lot of, and I did it only for like a year and a half, but there were maybe more lows than highs, you know, and there's a lot of challenges, and I think mentally as well. I think
oh yeah, for sure,
you need to be super strong and kind of dig deep, because I think when you're maybe looking for feedback, or I don't know, when you're trying to progress with things and you're not getting any replies or any answers back from anyone,
right.
it's kind of
a challenge to base your income and your, you know, just your livelihood off of consumers, other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but you're doing it. Five years deep.
I'm doing what I want.
Yeah, exactly. On your own terms.
Right, and I'm blessed for it. Then also on the project, I have Phase 3, and I have a video for that song.
Sick.
And I'm happy I did a visual, because I feel like visuals with club music kind of make people understand my music more.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a real good kind of development from your side in terms of the videos. And I mean, obviously you've got the kind of dancing background prior to kind of Jersey Club as well. But I think really pulling, and with the vocals, I think everything together to sort of see the development from, like, say, the new classics to now is amazing. I think I think it really, like, you know, I feel like you just kind of, like, you know, really, like, dug into everything that you're obviously skilled at doing, and kind of putting it all into that project. I think it's super impactful, and you know, I think that's something that'll make you stand out as an artist. And in terms of being able to perform, and you know, I think going back to the whole, like, you know, DJs like not really interacting or not being whatever, and obviously you're more than just a DJ, but you know, I think it's, you know, you put yourself next to a DJ who just stands there and does something. It's like, it's night and day, kind of like the levels of talent and like what you can do to kind of entertain people, because ultimately that's part of what you're doing, right?
I mean, don't get it messed up. I still do strict DJ sets though.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
I feel like only like on shows that I headline, like I'll still do parties.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just DJing tonight, y'all. It's just a booth. Like,
yeah. Don't be expecting anything big.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get on a speaker though. Like if it's like a Grammy club, I don't mind like calling a crevice and just being alternative, like a punk.
I see
it more punk than just like.
Yeah.
On stage like, hello, people. But no. But yeah, like it's what you were saying about what train of thought just went out of my head.
I was just talking about putting all of the kind of all of the elements together, basically.
Putting the elements together. I wanted to challenge myself to that. Just because when you grow up and your parents invest in you and do all that, it's kind of just like, well, let me just see if I could do it. Like,
yeah, of course.
I would hate to just limit my creativity because of like what's expected in my scene. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it'd be easy to just keep putting out mixtapes and kind of doing your edits.
Yeah,
but I think
exactly. I wanted to grow. Yeah. And test myself to see, hey, like if I did this, like would people like it? Would I like it? Could I do it? So that project itself was a challenge. Like I got it tatted because I just felt like I had this tattoo even before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I decided like, you know what? I do feel like I am gonna name my project Phase 3. Like this is where I'm going to right now in life, and I was like at a time where I needed to get my itch together and decide like how serious I wanted to take this. Like I'm getting older. Mm-hmm. It's like gonna be 10 years soon. Like next year. Yeah. This year actually. I started DJing like 2009ish.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, 10 years deep, 5 years self-sustained. Mm-hmm. That's good going.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And it's because I started as a teenager. Like
yeah. I suppose it doesn't matter when you start, but yeah, I suppose the earlier you do start, and like the culture of like kind of making money from parties, CDs, mm-hmm. like you had that
go through like the whole technology of making money.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of important if you want to be self-sustained and in a creative capacity, I think. So I think hats off.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely got to celebrate this 10 years.
Yes. Tell us about the party.
Oh, the party.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, maybe I will be celebrating it at the party.
Yeah.
So I've always been one to throw parties. When I started off, I had a street team called Vixen ENT. It was named after the Jerkin group because I used to love jerk music. I thought Jerkin was like such a cool scene for the West Coast that was like equivalent to what Jersey was doing.
So
kinda
it was
like all
the
girls.
Backwards kind of
exactly,
yeah.
and we're forward.
Yeah. Well, they dance weird over there. What's all that about?
Now after that, it was all girls. So we would compete like Slink. Our street teams better than your boys. Like, we would just be the girls like coming like Vixen. So I was always throwing parties since then. Mm-hmm. Came and gone. Yeah. People come and gone. I've also had a party that I called 135 the party, and it was based on the BPM of Jersey Club. Like 135 was my favorite BPM at the time, and we took that pretty far. Like we were in Jersey with it. We were at Webster Hall for a little bit in the basement. Yeah. When Just Blaze had this house party going every Thursday. It was so sick.
Lower East Side.
Yep.
Yeah, Webster Hall.
Webster Hall. It's still they opened it back up, but they're strictly doing concerts. But at the time, maybe like 2-3 years ago, they used to have this house party throughout the whole Webster. Every floor was a different party, and it was hosted by Just Blaze. Sick. And they used to have like all the sickest type of.
I think Vashti used to do something.
Yeah, Vashti too.
Yeah, like
1992.
Yeah.
So they would have Just Blaze, Vashti, and then they would have the basement. They would switch it up with all the different club kids. So I had a monthly there, and we brought out a couple of different acts. Like so that was sick, and it was dope because the Jersey kids would come to the Les. Yeah. The Brooklyn kids would come to the Les. So it was just
everyone kind of like meeting up.
Exactly. It was madness, and then I took a break for a while. And that's like when I toured heavily. Yeah. I wanted to go on my first hard ticket tour. I did all that last year. Mm-hmm. I did like 2 hard ticket tours because I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. That's not something like a lot of dance DJs do in my area.
Because that's also another.
It's kind of like.
Yeah, that's like another. I think that's something that differs slightly to UK bookings. Yeah. Because I remember speaking to a couple of agents about it because it works slightly differently, or there's different ways. Yeah, is that sort of slightly larger venues, or is it more kind of like concert venues as opposed to clubs? It would be more
concert style venues.
Yeah. Kind of treated more as a gig as opposed to a club night, right?
Exactly. And I did that because I was just like I wanted to kind of put a price on myself without people just dictating like what they think that I'm worth in America because. Of course, they'll try to lowball me all the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I need to prove that I could do a hard ticket tour myself. And you guys,
here's my numbers, basically. Like, here's what I can sell, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that was all last year. But, you know, I moved, and I even lived in LA for a little bit. I lived in LA, learned a few things. It's not my place. Love LA to death, but I'm definitely an East Coast city girl at heart. I love... You know, that's why I love London. It's very much like at home for me. Like,
yeah, it's
city,
comparable to New York vibes, sort of thing.
So being back home, I was just like, okay, I don't even make money in Jersey. Yeah. That's the funny part. Like, because I never saw Jersey as a place to make money. You know, I growing up there, I knew how it is. Like, you know, I knew how parties already worked. I knew how the club circuits worked. And I knew that there really wasn't a place for my type of music to have a club night. Yeah. But I had to make one. I have to make money living back in Jersey.
Yeah,
I'm like,
of
what
course.
the hell am I going to do? Talking to a couple of friends, you know, and I was just like, man, I don't know what to do. And they were like, you should just do something. And I was talking to Venus, and she was like, you know, you should make a party. I was like, really? I should make a party again? Yeah. She's like, yo, people on the East Coast are never gonna not like club music. You should do a party. So I was like, word. Okay. So I knew I had to do a party. Was thinking of names because I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to return the old ones. I felt like that was
you don't want to cover old ground.
Yeah, no. I just felt like all that stuff is dead and it's the past, and I'm at a new place right now. And I wanted to do something different too. I just didn't want it to be just Jersey. Yeah. So being in LA, what I learned is that there's so many different collectives, and they all the collectives kind of define what they're about. You know, night-based crew. Shout out to AC. They're night-based music. You know, like bassy, house,
like
of that sort,
vibe.
Dark.
Yeah.
That's their vibe. Then we have Brownies and Lemonade, who's like young club kid, EDM. Yeah. Whatever type of genre, but just young. It's for the young.
It's got 18 that kind of sound.
18 under, because there's not that many 18 plus clubs in LA. That's not like a warehouse.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was their thing, and I'm like, damn, what does club music have to define us? We don't have diddly squat, but everybody, you know, loves playing our stuff or taking from us, and I'm just like, that's upsetting that, you know, we've been around this long and we don't really have anything to define like what we are. Sure. So I was like, we're like a sandwich. And then I was like, you know what? PBNJ. Yeah. And I did that name for a number of reasons. I felt like PB&J is definitely like a sandwich that everybody loves to eat. Yeah. It's a signature. We call it like a hood sandwich back at home, because it's like, if you
that's also what you eat, right?
Yeah, if you're in the hood and you don't got no bread, you know that you got
gonna fill you up. It tastes good.
Exactly. You can have 2 of those with some milk and be straight and satisfied. So it just felt like it's definitely something that, you know,
relatable
to the area, and it stands for Philly, Baltimore, and New Jersey.
Perfect.
And also the song, you know.
Yeah, peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah,
right?
peanut butter jelly time is like a staple, even though it's Miami. But it's a staple for like club music.
Yeah, exactly. Same coast.
So ever since then, I was like, okay, cool. How am I gonna do this though? Like, I can't just go down to Baltimore and be like throwing a party. Yeah. And TT moved to LA, so I was like, damn, like
she's out.
You know, Philly, Swizzy was also in LA at the time, but I still hit them up about it, you know,
get their advice and kind of see.
My respects too. But I decided to go with, you know, crews that were a little, you know, on the come up side. So I decided to reach out to this crew called Be More Than Dance, and basically they're based in Baltimore. This is party promoter and creative director that goes by UNIIQU3. Okay, and he was under K-Swift. He came up under K-Swift.
Sick.
Also, DJ A Mello.
Yeah.
He's their DJ, and he came up with, you know, the crew as well. And they were in charge of throwing these dance competitions called King and Queen of Baltimore.
Oh, sick.
So
kind of ties back in with...
Exactly. So they do those competitions every year, and it's like by age, and it's crazy, like Amazing. The competitions. You have to look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I will.
So they did that, and they have the streets. They have, you know, they just do events for all ages. They do school programming, and I felt like that's something that I wanted to do for New Jersey soon, that I've been, you know, trying to get at with my different stuff. And so I hit them up. Like, hey, guys, I have this idea, PB&J. We had did shout out to Red Bull. They also sparked the idea because they had this United States of Bass where they had all the club music.
Yeah. Was that this year?
That was last year in November. So they had all the different types of club music on a lineup, and it was so successful. And I was just like, we need to do this ourselves. Like, no offense to Red Bull, but I just feel like the only time we came together was when Red Bull had the budget. Yeah. And that's a shame.
Yeah, of course.
Like, we're all within hours of each other.
Yeah, you should be able to put something together and come to an agreement of how it works.
Right,
financially and
So, that's what also sparked the idea. So I reached out to them, then I reached out to this crew in Philly called Club Crusades. Yeah. And they've always been booking acts in Jersey and in Baltimore, just showing a lot of love, and I just felt like they have their ear to the streets of who's next. Yeah. And
they know because they're there.
Yeah. So I got those guys, and together we make PBNJ. And they're my ambassadors. Like, when it's time for us to go down, we rotate this party. So every time it's a new experience. We kick things off in New Jersey, because me, of course. Yeah. Then we set the tone. We did it in New Jersey. They came up here. Amazing. The dancers came up here from Baltimore, and people came from Philly. It was really sick. We partied in an art gallery.
Amazing.
Yeah, we just find whatever. And
whatever venue works.
Whatever venue works. And we haven't done clubs yet, but we'll be doing it soon. So, then we did Baltimore. We did it at the infamous Crown. That was sick. Yeah. Then we took it to Philly, and we did a warehouse in Philly. I feel like the Philly one was the best because we had people come from D.C. as well, because it's smack dab in the middle of, like, the DMV and the tri-state. It's like...
D.C.'s got a bit of a scene for club music as well, right?
Yeah.
Not like out and out.
Not out and out, but they're... like Go-Go's trying to make a comeback.
Okay.
Yeah, and they definitely love club music.
Yeah.
They love it. Like, the dancers go crazy. So what I like about PBNJ is that we only started this in January.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like kind of back right up to kind
and I have to shout out my team for backing me. It's still, the foundation is still a bit shaky because it's so new, and we're all seeing what's each other's strength and what's each other's weaknesses, and how can we help to grow those. Yeah. And I'm definitely trying to teach them, what I've learned over the years, just being like a DIY promoter, artist, DJ.
Yeah, just kind of doing your thing.
Yeah, but I really feel good about this one, that it's gonna last, and it's become a movement. Nice. Because it's just not about the music. It's not just about the DJ. It's not just about me. Like, we book up and coming producers and legends. We've had some legends on the decks already. Like, we did TT the artist. She has this documentary about Baltimore Club, and we did her after party. So we got to have Scotty B on the lineup. Like,
amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I got to even just share the decks with him, and hearing his set was sick. And then upcoming, we're going to be doing something for Afropunk After Dark. Because I'm performing at Afropunk. So I pitched them the idea. Because a lot of people have been like, when are you going to take it to New York? When are you going to take it to New York? I'm like, you guys are so lazy.
Oh, yeah. It's not that far away. Take the train, yeah.
Right. But hopefully this will encourage them to take the train to Jersey. That's what I really wanted to encourage. Just more traffic to these cities that you guys love playing their music from. So you guys could really
come out and visit.
Experience the culture, right? Because... there's nothing like it. The dancers, they play a big part in it. I feel like it's a new age Soul Train. Mm-hmm. Kind of like where the dancers get their shine on, too. We have these... during the party, we have a section where we record their ciphers.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so they could get in the middle, hop in their circle, do their thing. We book upcoming talent, and we try to pay them what we can so that they could finally come from the bedroom to the decks, and people can
it's like
hear
a platform,
music.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's a platform. Like kind of, previous generations have kind of helped you out in some way. It's kind of like trying to like have that kind of permanently embedded, so that I think it's good to be able to like pull all the different cities together as well.
Yeah, and I feel like now it's defining what we're about. Like, when people think of club music, I would love them to think, oh, well, the PB&J parties, like, you have to go to that.
Yeah, like that's kind of a good entry point.
Where you could experience at least all three kinds of club music. You know what I mean? You could hear the Philly, you could hear the Jersey, and you could hear the Baltimore.
Well, yeah, like that's a first, right? Mm-hmm. No one's ever done that before, or have they kind of? It was more like, Baltimore, and then kind of finding out about that music, and then back to Jersey and doing your own thing.
It was definitely a showcase.
Yeah.
And I commend them for that, but I wanted to make something that's going to be around. Not just like a show. I feel like it's been shows like that, but it's just been like a showcase.
Yeah, it's like a one-off. It's not really.
And also, if they do, they just get the main people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, of course you guys are going to think of me as like a native, but there's also other people who deserve to have a platform.
Yeah.
Because I'm out there already. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is my way of giving back.
Yeah, and considering like, you know, everyone's surrounded by it from such a young age. Like, it's just even more encouragement for like the younger generation as well, right?
Oh,
to
right.
kind of, like get involved.
I could play a PBNJ party.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, yeah, if not, they would just be. They don't even have the equipment to be throwing party. You know, nowadays they definitely don't have the equipment to be throwing parties.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to scrap for stuff.
Yeah,
it's so expensive. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like speakers are so expensive. A CDJ set, even just a controller, is so expensive for them.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we had the advantage of just having everything be cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
everything be cheap. Speakers were cheap, and like if somebody had DJ equipment, they were cool with sharing it because I don't know. It's just different times. People took. We were less harsh about
like wanting to share and stuff.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Cool. So the parties. I really think that
I hope that you get the chance to experience one.
Oh yeah, for real. Like next time, I don't know when I'm going to be in the US next. Maybe next year. But yeah, I'll definitely want to come check it out for sure. I think it's important stuff like that. Like I think, especially because you've kind of like developed and obviously you kind of sorted yourself out, I guess. But like being able to, like you say, help give back and like try and establish a platform.
Yeah.
That. Maybe you did have or didn't have, but like in that way where you're kind of especially pulling the cities together, I think it's massively important.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, and I feel like real club heads would appreciate that too, because they don't even get all that sometimes. Like how many people from Baltimore flew out? You know what I mean? To go different places. It's just really been Jersey at the forefront.
Yeah. And
not a lot of Jersey acts really take it to, showing you all the different kinds, You just get a dose of that one person. So I feel like the party in itself, it's just like that SoundCloud favorites,
Yeah.
And then getting to see the dancers live, and it's been bringing them together. Now the dancers, they'll be real quick to travel to Jersey or travel to Baltimore. DJ Little Man just took a bunch of dancers down to Florida to battle because our scene is really healthy again. It took a pause because a lot of venues got shut down, but now a lot of kids my age, we're old enough to have our own stuff. So
like you're in a position to do that.
So we'll turn our house into an event space.
Yeah.
We'll take a basement underneath a bodega and turn it into a club. And just cool situations like that. Also, the city's been really trying to help out more. Like, they teach Jersey Club dance class.
Amazing.
At one of the NJPAC performance centers.
Cool.
To the kids. And they've also, I'm going to be doing my Be Unique series at the Prudential Grammy Museum in Newark. We have like a big, performance center. And they're going to be doing my Be Unique series where I teach production classes. And where I produce Jersey Club.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they definitely been trying to... The city itself has been trying to get in with giving us opportunities. Going on. Yeah, because so much money's coming to Newark right now. But the scene is so healthy. We have dance battles all the time. The dancers have dance battles all the time. And it doesn't matter what age. It's probably as young as, like, 14... to like
that's kind of
30.
what I miss about Vine, because I feel like I see quite a lot of
Instagram now.
Yeah, I mean I'm probably not following the right people on Instagram, but yeah, I need to get on it because like that's what I used to get like my fix from Vine.
I was sick
from hearing all the tracks and the dances and stuff, because it was just like we
have so many now. It's ridiculous, and it's inspiring though. Mm-hmm. It's definitely what I needed to develop still. Still developing as an artist, still trying to take Jersey Club and the club sound to bigger places. I just hear it so many, like, it's just so crazy. We have so many different even kinds of Jersey Club now because it's so global. Like, we'll have ballet funk remixes.
Yeah, sure.
We'll have Afrobeat remixes. That's huge here. Like, if you ever heard of DJ Flex, his songs go crazy here. A lot of the dancers here that like Afrobeats, they listen to his and dance to his remix, his Jersey Club remixes of Afrobeat songs. Then we have, just like every time, like how I started remixing Skepta. Like I feel like that definitely helped people. You know what? Hey, this is my culture. I'm gonna remix that because I'm Cuban, but I live in Jersey. I'm from Ghana, but I live in Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just feel I could see it growing in different places, and being the pioneer that I am and having the accessibility to people and tools, like I really want to take it to that next level.
Yeah. No, it's good to see, and like it's something that I've always, because I've obviously things always kind of come and go in waves, but I've always wanted to see more from like the kind of more niche club strains of music in terms of it like developing, and I'm sure it will over time.
Yeah.
But
slow burns are better sometimes.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, I think I just want it to be, because I kind of favor that over the more straightforward, like I don't know, house and techno or whatever.
Okay.
But like
I get that.
but yeah, it's just like I just kind of always wanted to see it in better places myself, just because I feel like it deserves more shine, and to see it progressing, and to talk to you about what you're doing in order to kind of give back and help build that platform out even further is just great. So
thanks, man. Yeah, because you've been riding with club music.
Yeah, for a minute. For a minute. Yeah, and since like 2008, I think.
I know, and ballroom scene too, which is like still has a very great presence in Jersey. There's been more balls in Jersey than this year than so many balls. And it's sick because that's, Mike Hughes from Jersey. So
exactly. Yeah.
I feel like they book him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely been showing the Queen Bee artists some love. Ash B. She just performed at Pride in Newark. So I love that. Like, I definitely feel like Jersey's starting to embrace the club side of things, and it's only going to do better for us because, we're making history for the new generation of Jersey dance music, just like, they were back in the day with Alias and those infamous tunes. Hopefully we could make something timeless.
Yeah, of course. There'll be hits.
Yeah, and
there are hits.
Yeah, hopefully we can get I mean, I'm not all about the numbers, even though I said I had to start PBNJ because I was like, how am I gonna make money or have a presence in Jersey? I'm not really making money from it. It's just straight love. But I would love to see Jersey club like on a Billboard chart or something like that. To me, it's really weird how in America they don't consider dance music stuff that people dance to.
It's
pop.
It's weird.
I would just even tweet it earlier, like, BET, can you guys make a dance category? Because like, can you imagine if BET had a dance category and they included like footwork music and ballet funk and Afro beats and Jersey club and Baltimore club and ballroom? Crazy. That would be nuts.
That whole side of things like seems to be a little bit kind of old fashioned and in that way. Like they kind of I feel like there has been like dance charts before, but you guys
are a bit better at accepting
different kind of
things, like
a little
track
bit.
You think a garage track can hit in the charts?
Far?
Exactly.
But
and grime.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why don't I think whoever's on the board for these kind of, I don't know, committees or people. Yeah, because
the Billboard dance would be like, oh well, we have Billboard and then we have Billboard dance, and it's like, but Billboard dance is Billboard pop, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You gonna have Billboard Underground? Is that what we gonna be? Cause
I know.
It's definitely not underground. Like, I feel like when you have Jersey club videos, even if it's just rammed by one, like you see how, and I knew that too. When I started going overseas and I would hear about Italian rappers and they have millions of views, but they don't even speak a lick of English. I'm like, Jersey club could definitely be lit.
Yeah, can have a space.
We have millions of views on some of our videos.
Exactly.
So
it's just kind of being overlooked, I guess.
But that's definitely like my goal. It's kind of shifted just from it's in the middle of just writing for Jersey, writing for being a black woman in dance music, and just writing for just being like a black person in dance music, and making sure that we get some type of like
proper representation, right? And like support from the,
I agree,
the people that are in.
Because we inspire the masses.
It's kind of fucked. Like, kind of. That's where all the creativity comes from in terms of music, and a lot of the creative arts and stuff, and just kind of. It just gets kind of watered down a bit. It's more so America. I feel like we get a lot of love everywhere else. So that's been one of my goals. But so far so good. Like, I got my first album placement. Amazing.
And it's a Jersey Club remix.
Sick.
So yeah.
What can you tell us what it is?
This is a singer and a rapper and a producer. Her name is Young Baby Tate from Atlanta.
Amazing.
She actually just got co-signed by Nicki Minaj. She did the Megatron remix and just redid the whole song into her own song.
Oh, really?
And Nicki was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
So shout out to Tate. I'm proud of you. And she produced the whole album herself, and it's all about being a girl. So she has a lot of female rappers featured on it too, like Carrie Foe, Baby Mother, Queen is Key.
Sick.
Yeah, Queen Key. Like a lot of, you know, up and coming female MCs. So she was like, yo, UNIIQU, like, you're one of the most popping, you know, black females I know. Like, and you produce. Like, do you want to produce this song? And I was like, word, I'll do a remix for you. So it's on her album, and I'm really happy it made the cut.
Yeah.
She has family in Jersey, so she already was familiar with the culture, and she's like, I would like one of my songs to be like a party remix.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was my first album placement.
Coming to a Billboard chart near you soon.
Hopefully,
then, yeah?
hopefully, yeah.
Watch this space.
Yeah, that would be sick to do more of that, and yeah, just keep collabing with different artists.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do too. I want to grow myself as a producer.
Yeah, just got to kind of keep it moving, I guess. And I think, the right moves have been made in the last few years, and there's been a lot of developments.
Yeah, you saw me grow from like...
from the first mixtape. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so good. Cool, so just before we wrap up then, do you want to give any shout-outs and maybe just mention a couple of the parties that you're playing whilst you're over here?
Oh, yeah, so can I curse?
Of course you can, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm playing Pussy Palace. I was on the radio like, I'm playing P Palace.
Yeah, big up Nadine and everyone else at Pussy Palace. They're doing great things.
Play Pussy Palace. That's my last stop here. And, you know, say the best for last.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Exclamation point, yeah.
So I have that. And then when I get back to the States, I have PBNJ. We're doing Park Party. And if you guys are making the trip out, I'll be at Afropunk Brooklyn.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that. And come to the after party if you guys are out there. And hopefully I'll be back here in the fall.
Nice.
I feel like the fall's always been my more of a healthier tour route for me, because everybody's doing festivals right now, but I had to experience the UK summer.
Yeah, of course. Usually they're not all as warm as it is now, but
it's because I came with the heat, bro.
There you go. She came with the heat. That's a real good.
I'm sorry.
That's a real good point to end it on. Just came with the heat.